Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkis, and today is FabriChat.
Good morning.
Hi.
All right, so if you're new here, we are a mother-daughter duo. We've had a quilt shop here in Central Washington State for about 26 years. You can find, and it's a brick and mortar store with over, I don't know how many, 12,000 bolts. It changes all the time. And you can find everything online at FabriChat.net. We do box openings every Wednesday night and Sunday afternoon. And then we do a lot of other special things. So we'll do tutorials on YouTube. We do retreats. We do quilting cruises. We even do book club.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, if you missed it yesterday, so we did kind of a fun little, hey, we're back and look at the boxes. We showed you the boxes.
Yeah.
And then we showed you the fashion.
Which is really cool. Really cool.
That's as inspiring as the quilts.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we also showed you the stack, the massive stack of
Placemats.
You guys.
It is so exciting. I
love our
cannot wait
friends.
to open
I
them.
love our friends. So we have so many. We don't want to rush through them. So for the next couple of weeks while we're getting them, until we are caught up, we're going to do a special package opening. The package palooza is what we decided, right?
The placemat palooza. And it's probably placemat, mug rugs, you know, what you sent. We're going to do those on Fridays so that you can, I think that's the only day you don't see us. So.
Yeah. And then you can kind of sit, have your coffee, look, be inspired.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see who they're from, see if they can share what the pattern is, because maybe you're looking for inspiration to send placemats. If you don't know what we're talking about, our local nursing home, 42 residents, and they specifically asked if we could maybe put together a few placemats for them because they use them all the time, but they are threadbare and they're running low. So I said, I have friends that will help us with that. And how fun that if on the back, if you put, you know, sign it with your name and where you're from, I think that they would
See where it came from.
I see that they have friends from everywhere, but anyway, so we're gonna open those uniquely. So you watch for those Friday morning, 10?
Sure. Yeah.
10. That'd be good. All right. So we just have a little bit of update. I'm not going to keep you too long because we have a lot of boxes to open.
we got to work today.
I know. I'm kind of ready to work. I know. It was fun.
Monday went good. I was super tired. Kids were super happy that I was home. All of that. They had fun with Dad, but it's just not the same.
What did they eat while you were gone?
I don't know.
Did Brittany mostly feed them?
Yeah.
Or did they eat out?
I am quite sure. Because I was going through the food to see what I needed to make for dinner, and I had to use up a cabbage, some ground beef that was cooked. I was going to reuse some rice, but it smelled funky, so I had to make new rice. The chickens got that. They were super excited to see me too. Because apparently they didn't get a whole bunch of scraps where I was
Scraps of vegetables.
No. There was a rogue pumpkin in there, so I don't know where they found a rogue pumpkin at this time of year, but it's like, well, good for you guys. So they were happy to see me too, as I was throwing them scraps of goodness, but I couldn't tell you. But they must have been at Auntie's a lot, which is okay. Because, I mean, Robert would have been to Ephrata about 5:30 to get the kids, so it would make sense
swing by.
That Brittany would have dinner ready.
And Brittany's just that kind of auntie.
Brittany's a mom of 3. She gets it. She totally, and, you know, she's got her baby brother's back. Yeah. So, yeah, I should have just given Brittany a $150 gift card.
I know. I think that's what you owe her. You owe her a food gift card.
Well, I've told her a lot of times if they wanted to go, do whatever, that we totally got them. Robert, of course, being the baby of the family, always gives her grief. And I said, Brittany, he's not the one watching your kids anyway. It'd be me.
Yeah.
I'll make sure they get to school, get picked up, get fed, get washed. I'm quite sure my kids never got a bath while I was gone.
That might be hard for her.
Probably. But.
And if you're not sure, again, if you're sort of new here, what we have is brother and sister married brother and sister.
Yes.
So Brianna's husband, Robert, his sister, Brittany, married Brianna's brother, Jordan. So it's Brittany and Jordan, brother and sister, with Brianna and Robert, brother and sister. Yes. And so they always have each other's back. And they each have 3 kids, which we've had this discussion before. I would say they do not look alike.
No.
But other people think they do.
They could not tell apart. But they also thought Jared and Jordan growing up, my older brother, my younger brother, are
do
spitting
not look
witness.
anything alike.
No.
Jared looks like me and Jordan looks like Dad,
Yeah.
I think, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of babies in the mix, and they're all about the same age. Harper and Aurora.
Same age.
Harper is my 6-year-old, and Aurora is hers, same age. 2 months apart. And then Orion and Wyatt are like 8 months apart.
8 months apart.
And Orion's this tall, skinny little dude. Looks just like Jordan. And Wyatt is this short, buff, gonna beat you up. I mean, he's super sweet, but I wouldn't mess with him.
He's got muscles.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He is strong. And
then
he's
there's
my
7-year-old. And then there's Eliza, the 12-year-old. And then there's Maisie, the 2-year-old. So other ends, but
yeah. But Eliza and Maisie are best buds. Maisie will do anything Eliza asks. Anything. Pick up toys, you got it. Mom, I tell her, Maisie, pick up these toys. No. You can do it.
No, you told her to apologize to Liz.
And I couldn't get her to do it.
And she just kept saying, no.
And I would have, spanked Maisie to get her to say apology, but it would have hurt Lizzie more.
Yes, it would have.
Yeah,
Lizzie was fine with it.
Yeah, we're working on the apologies because.
But you know what's funny about that is that when something does happen, even if you're coughing or you do anything, she'll always come up and say, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?" She's very, very sweet, but I think she just felt as though she didn't need to apologize because
it's deserved.
She wanted to reprimand Lizzie.
Yes.
And so there was no need for an apology and you were wrong.
I mean, it's possible.
And confident girls, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You want to
I wasn't going to bully
that.
her into it.
No, I feel like that's okay. And she just didn't have the words to tell you that you were wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Except no. Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now that we're kind of caught up on a little bit of that, I have a whole bunch of questions to answer and some updates. So one of the most important things that everybody asked about were the squirrels.
There are some left.
This is what's left. So, and we've already ordered more. That should be here. I think that they're supposed to be here tomorrow. Thursday, I think. And so, with your orders, your Wednesday night orders and your Sunday orders, we will throw in a squirrel sticker for you. Because what we had told you is we only ordered enough that were for QuiltCon. So we took 300 down there with us. We have 42 left.
That's
which
good.
meant that we passed out 258 people is how many people we saw that came up and said, hey, we watch you, or hey, hello. That probably really was my favorite part.
Yeah.
It was so good to connect with people. And every time I'd say, where are you from? And what's your name? And then I promptly forgot. There was somebody who emailed me and I said, did I see you? Yeah, I was the one in the picture that did. It's like, oh, sorry. Because I just don't remember the names, but I remember, the specifics.
And a lot of you guys said, gave us your email address. It's like, we recognize that.
Yeah. And, or the one person, there's a picture of her. I don't know if it was day 1 or day 2, but, the gal that, I got, the bag, from our breast auction, breast cancer auction, that one bag that was made by Lori's cousin. She was carrying it.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm the one that bought your bag. And then, where there was all kinds of screaming. It's like, well, I ordered one anyway and also bought one for Brianna. So, we're friends now again. But anyway, so it was fun to find people, or I was the one that sent you that bracelet. Oh, I know who you are. And so anyway, the best part, it really was
meeting everybody. That was really cool.
We loved that. And the other thing is that, we're already planning, next year.
I think we're going to go to Raleigh.
We're like 99% that we're going to go to Raleigh next year. We just have a little bit of things we need to work out, but we really want to do that again. But I think what we need to do is have like a designated meet and greet time. I never really thought about that. I just thought, well, we'll see. We'll find you. And so many people emailed and said, I looked for you and didn't find you. And we looked for a couple of people that we knew. I was looking for Karen Brown.
Yeah.
I saw her.
We saw her
like
once.
And she was surrounded by people. It's like, oh, I'll run into her in a minute. I've talked to her on the phone multiple times, but, and we've FaceTimed before, but I've never actually hugged her in real life. So I missed Karen Brown, but I know she was there, but we just didn't see each other. But
because she had a quilt in the show.
She did. Yeah. So we'll have like a meet and greet time. And in fact, and we'll do that every day.
Stay wherever you want to stay, whether you have.
Yeah, you don't have to stay with
Marriott
us.
rewards or a cousin or a niece or have a great
live
deal.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way you can still be a part of the party and we can still have fun together. So, because in fact, somebody had said, I went to the 2:00 party and you weren't there. So I think some of the YouTubers got together, and that might have been what Di was talking about.
Oh, probably.
Because Di said, hey, do we know where we're meeting yet? And she was talking, and as if she had emailed me something. She did, in fact, but I am not good with emails. I get hundreds of emails a day. And when I only have my phone, I just can't see them. It's just too small of type for me. So anyway, so those of you that went to a 2:00, and I think, so Becca was there, Di,
Tiffany.
I don't remember who all. We obviously, we were not there, but we'll plan that better for next year, just to make sure that we have, gifts and stickers and, fun little time just to kind of sit. So that was one of the questions was, I have to put my glasses on, is I looked for you at 2:00 and you were not there. The other fun thing was that people, that said, I thought I recognized you.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure and stalked you for a while. And other people just too nervous because, we were already talking to somebody and they didn't want to interrupt. And I thought that was super sweet. And others have said they couldn't find us because they looked for your pink hair.
Yeah.
And they listened for the laughter. And a lot of people said that was how they found us, was the pink hair and the laughter. And then the other thing is a lot of people said they were listening for the wolf calls. Well, here's the funny thing about the wolf
so loud
calls.
in there that if you did, we may not have been able to hear you.
And the other thing is people would come up and go, oh. Oh. And then we would go, oh. And so it was more baby wolf than wolf.
Because we wouldn't have heard you even if you were in there howling to the top of your lungs. It was so loud in there.
There was a dull roar.
Yeah.
Most of the time. And so, and that's what people kept saying. I was listening for them. It's like, well,
yeah. And a lot of you guys came with friends and you were like, listen for a howl. If you hear a howl or someone in pink, get my attention.
Yeah. And it's like, are you the howlers? Well, we haven't.
Here's a squirrel.
Do squirrels howl? No, we can't explain it.
It's a shtick at the moment.
Yeah, it was silly. But anyway, so, because people, I was a big question. How many times were there wolf howls? Well, they were quiet. So not very often.
We got close enough. We knew they were coming for us. They'd give us a little howl.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fun. It was more
coyote or maybe fox more than wolf. But that's okay.
It was really fun.
That's all right. And then somebody had wanted to, there was all kinds of questions about whether or not Tula Pink was there because she was not there. She had a booth and she had people in there, but it was not her.
But she's been putting together a new studio. So she's in construction mode and planning and decorating. So she's a little busy before the actual shows, her bigger show she has to attend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so she was not there, but her stuff was.
We looked for her.
Yeah. And then, oh my gosh, I think we went back 3 or 4 times to try to get a picture of us with Jen Kingwell and just to say hi to her. We could not find her in the booth. And
we went back a lot.
We went back a lot. And I don't know if you can tell because I think that segment in our video was like 6 minutes long of talking about Jen Kingwell. I do talk a lot, but I love her. I love her so much and for so many reasons. But the main reason, and just ad nauseum, is just the idea that so many of us talk about using our stash. I mean, I remember years and years ago, in fact, the very first video that we ever did, here's a trivia question. The very first video that we ever did was not masks. We had several videos that we put up on our website. It was before YouTube. We didn't ever even thought about YouTube. We just had them parked on our website. And the very first one was the number one question asked when people came into our shop. And I would say, if not every day, we were open 6 days a week, I would say 5 times a week. Somebody asked about binding.
Yeah.
How do you put on binding? I don't understand binding. I still have binding left. Binding makes me nervous. So we did a binding tutorial. Big, huge question. Now, though, 26 years later. Now, the big thing that everybody asks all the time and comments on all the time is using my stash.
Yeah.
How do I use it up? How do I organize it? How do I de-stash, declutter? It's a big thing. And in fact, I feel like I want to do another video on that, and not so much about how to organize your studio, but how to get it so that it's usable so you can use it up. And the reason that I think that's important is because I think that so many of us end up with guilt issues.
Yeah.
You know, oh no, I've bought all of this and I'm not even sewing it, but let me do a little retail therapy and buy some more. Oh no, I have all of this and I'm not using it, but let me do a little retail therapy to make me feel better. Oh no. And so there's a way that you can use it all up. And for me, a lot of that is Jen Kingwell's patterns. You can just
the queen of scrapping.
She is. You can just throw all of that stuff in, and the weirder, the better.
Absolutely.
I love her stuff. I love her patterns. I love her. And so somebody said that they didn't even know what she looked like. So we'll put in a picture here. I texted a picture to Anna. This was from like 3 years ago when we saw her at market.
Yeah, we've met her at market a couple times.
A couple of times. She is lovely. And then also maybe at the end we can put a little video just so you can hear her. She's Australian. I love that accent. And she can talk about her stuff a little bit. And I don't know if we'll decide to put that in. I'll let Brianna watch it, because what she's showing you is her new fabric line, which is no longer available. That was 2 years ago. But it's fun just to hear her. And she talks about, when she shows that, the stuff that she's designed to put out as a brand new fabric line is still so eclectic.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that there might not really be a color story to it. There might not be like it's specifically all floral. It's just really interesting the way she puts stuff together. Yeah. So
totally
I love her. But anyway, so we'll put that picture in. We'll put the video at the end. And then another opportunity are patterns like this that are just, it's one block. We've talked about this a lot. I think we have quite a few of these types of patterns where make the one block. And then once you've got it down, it's like, oh, that was pretty easy. Make it again. Yeah. Putting different fabric in different places. And it just makes it so interesting. And it's just a way to use stuff up. And so you can kind of sew every day. But yeah. Anyway, so that's my whole little Jen Kingwell. One more time that I had to talk about it for 5 minutes.
She's great. She is really great.
I love her. I just love her. So anyway, and there's your picture. But somebody asked. I had to answer the question.
That's fine.
What does she look like? That's what she looks like. Okay.
I thought it was really cool that we got to meet Elizabeth Hartman.
I know.
Because she doesn't do like wholesale markets or anything like that, so we've never met her. I don't know if I would have been able to pick. I wouldn't have been able to pick her out of a crowd because she looked too young to be the Elizabeth Hartman. But of course, everybody had name badges. It's like, oh my gosh, Mom, that's her. We also talked to Robin Pickens for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But then her booth got like super packed. So it's like, oh, we'll see you later. And then next couple times we went by, she was either maybe at a lecture or somewhere else. She wasn't back in her booth, but
she's very, very sweet.
Nice.
And I think
she's our height. Mom,
I know.
I guess I'm tall. She's nice and short. She's petite. Yeah.
She is. Yeah. She's our people.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were so many people that we took pictures. Some of them you saw, and some of them it was only on their camera. It's like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And they'd squat.
Yeah.
Fine, if you feel like you have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. The other thing that people commented on is our little squirrel meeting the squirrel quilt.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we did order that pattern. But what I was also kind of thinking is that it's easy enough. It was just a template. And
it was applique.
Yeah, so I'm kind of working on something for us, maybe to do a little swap project that maybe we could put together as a raffle quilt for the breast auction, the breast cancer auction, or another event. So anyway, so stay tuned for more of that. But because somebody else had said, oh, we should make that quilt. We should, but maybe I'll do something that, free download. Let's see. The other thing, they talked and commented about Varushka's, the grand prize.
It was amazing. Wasn't so impressive.
So impressive. And I don't know if it showed up in the video well enough or not, but, it lined up perfectly right?
Yeah, point to point of the quilt to point to point on the back.
Yeah, it was. So that was Allie's job. I think we showed you a picture of us standing there with Allie. That was her job. She made sure nobody touched it.
Yeah.
But she was showing them with her gloves on that it was perfect.
It was gorgeous.
From the front to the back. And then the other comments, and this was more emails because nobody felt brave enough to comment on the YouTube, and I appreciate that because we feel the same way.
We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We're not going to badmouth anything. But sometimes we also kind of wonder what we're missing. And that was kind of the comment. So, the winner, the grand prize winner, Verushka, won $10,000. That's what the prize is. And the prize goes from $10,000 down to $2,000. It is a juried, judged show. They will use magnifying glasses to look at.
It's pretty intense.
It's pretty intense. Who wins? And they, you get ribbons for first, second, and third place. And then those main 6 ones that were up front up there were the best of the best of the best. And so there were questions about the hand quilted one. I just have to say, I also have questions. I am not sure. And so I kind of tried to look it up and there wasn't a lot of information. Yeah. We were talking to the guild president and we talked about a bunch of the quilts there. And I said to her, tell me about that one. She said, well, she didn't really know.
She couldn't.
And so I just didn't know what we were missing because a lot of you asked if the pictures didn't do it justice or what the deal was. And I'm just going to say, I don't know. There were puckers on the front. It didn't lay flat. There were areas that were not quilted. There were visible knots. I don't know what the deal is. And we didn't know what
the criteria was either because the hand quilting section in the show was
phenomenal.
Wasn't? Yeah.
Super wonderful. So I don't know if there was something else about that or it was some sort of a statement. I'm not sure what the deal was, but I read, there was my voiceover of what it said about the quilt and I couldn't find anything else. So maybe some of our people,
if you know,
let us know because we don't know.
They YouTubed about it and whatever. If there's information out there in the world of them explaining the quilt and why, or criteria based, link those things in the comments because we're all interested. We all,
I want to know what I missed because at this point I would say, the emperor is naked. But I don't know. But Christy Iverson and Susan Lee, you guys are great. Our little behind the scenes administrative assistants that always do the deep dive. So if you happen to know, but it's kind of funny because I think that quilters in general are super kind. So nobody wants to diss anybody's work and we don't either.
It is beautiful. It was beautifully done. I mean, all of the stitching and the textile and everything. It was all impressive.
Repurposed stuff.
I just felt like winning the entire hand quilting section. I'm not sure that was fair, but I think in of itself, it was very cool.
It was wonderful. It just, you just think, well, the competition for that show was pretty remarkable. Yeah. And so we're just not sure what we were missing. And that's what a lot of the questions were, is what was going on with that? We don't really know. And it's kind of funny because there's one other full YouTube out there that, they called it something like the QuiltCon controversy. And they did a quilt show of the rejects.
Yeah, there's a hashtag. There's a whole Facebook and Instagram group of rejects of QuiltCon. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Stunning.
And they were talking in the YouTube video that I watched, they were talking about, one of the winners and what they're talking about. They didn't show the quilt, but this was the quilt that they were talking about was, well, wait a minute. Somebody needs to explain this. And I don't know. I think that they're not going to explain themselves, but maybe somewhere there's some information because it just, so we're just saying for those of you that are wondering, we have no answers.
And those of you that are watching and made it into the show, congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Your stuff is impeccable. Those of you that are sharing your work on Rejects of QuiltCon, equally gorgeous and do not feel bad about yourself at all. You are still fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about it. No, sometimes criteria is very picky and sometimes they run out of room before yours comes in and thinking, oh, dang, I wish, but you can't boot somebody out at that point. So don't worry about it. Keep entering your things. Keep doing what you're doing. Because it's still amazing things.
Yeah. Because, one of the lectures that we went to, well, Brianna didn't go to this one, was Dee, what's Dee's last name, from Pixel Quilts. And that was the one that when Amy talked about what her favorite thing of QuiltCon was, that was it, was meeting Dee.
Did you show a picture of Amy Winehouse or?
No, we'll put that up.
Or
No, maybe.
You saw probably the one that looked like pink. That was pixelated. It's like that, but on the show, Dee's had Amy Winehouse, and she also had one of
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Yeah, that were really, really cool. But the one of pink, that is a
pixelated quilt.
A pixel quilts pattern. So
Yeah.
super cool.
But here's the interesting thing, and I don't know if you know this or not. She entered 2 quilts for QuiltCon. Did not get chosen.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Did not get chosen. So, and her stuff is like phenomenal.
It's very cool.
40,000 pieces. You know, it's like,
It's a lot
it's
of
super
itty-bitties.
amazing. So anyway, yeah. So those that didn't get chosen, I don't know.
Don't feel bad. It's okay.
Don't feel bad. Yeah. It'd be nice to,
Don't take it personal.
don't take it personal. No. Okay. On to that could be most of the, oh, yeah. Ava, Joe, and Chrissy. Yeah. Wanted us to keep count. How many howls you got?
I don't know. I don't know how to count.
Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. So, a couple of other little things. I'm sorry, my notes are like really weird because, I was just like jotting things down. Normally I can, do a little bit better. Okay. So on to other kind of fun things. So this was kind of fun. We'll have, Anna put this picture up. So this was from Melody. And so she said that she was so glad to see our interview with Elizabeth Hartman because she had just finished this quilt
it's so
for
cute.
her grandson. I know. And so she shows the picture here. And this is just beautiful. I love it with the blue background. But something else that's kind of fun, I'm just going to point out, quilters to quilters, right? We're all friends here. Do you notice anything else about this picture?
The binding. I hate binding.
I know. It is
totally
so
love
calm. It's like, I'm just going to give this to you, but you got to give it back to me because I didn't quite finish it. It happens all the time.
I have a pile. I've got probably 6 I need to bind someday.
Yeah.
I don't need it right now.
I know. I'm just going to give it to you within the next month. First time it needs to be laundered, give it back to me. I'll wash it, get the binding on, give it back to you. I know. We used to have a little call tag, Christmas Eve is not for binding.
Yes.
It's not what you should be doing on Christmas Eve. Anyway, thank you for sharing
Super
that.
cute.
Melody. Yeah, that is absolutely beautiful. And look at that cutie patootie down there. She says he just loves it. Of course he does.
Good.
And the other thing too, I'll just mention that she said is that, and I feel like this is true, Elizabeth's patterns are very well written.
They are.
Very easy to follow. And she has enough background around them that if something wonkadoodle happens, you can easily trim them up.
Yeah.
So don't feel like it's for, experienced quilters only. You can totally do that. And then of course the squirrel pictures continue. I think I have, and I don't know if we can share all of them here or not. I think I probably came home to about, 9 or 10 pictures of fun squirrels in yards and lots of people that have black squirrels. Who was it that was telling me? I think Joanne Campbell sent 3 of ones that were out terrorizing her bird feeder. 3 different ones. Holly Savage sent some. Christy Iverson, of course, said that white squirrels are lucky. If you see them, it is a sign of good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, so that's good to know. And then also, several people, Debbie Stollard and who was the other, Joan Bellafield maybe? No, sent me.
They have 2 colors. Like, he's a cute one.
He's like 3 feet long. He is it's called the giant squirrel or the Indian giant squirrel or also known as the Malabar giant squirrel. Look at
How long
this
that
picture.
tail is.
I know. And I think it's 3 feet maybe because I think they were saying, grow up to 3 feet long, but the body itself is almost always, 20, 12 to 24 inches. I know. Isn't he gorgeous?
He looks part
He's
koala.
like, it seems like he would be in a different category, not so much squirrel. But, and look at that tail.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
and look
pretty.
at
I
him.
like the
Look at his
coloring.
hands.
Yeah.
How would you even get that picture? I don't know.
That's cool.
So yeah, so
Probably
two of you guys
game cam.
sent me those pictures, which was really, really nice. Loved that.
Super awesome.
Yeah. So, gosh, was that it? Oh my gosh, I made it through.
That's all your notes?
It was all my notes of people that I think I haven't made it all the way through my emails yet. I've made it back to, I think, through the 20th maybe. So there were still other birthday wishes. I appreciate that. That was super, super nice. So I might have more squirrel updates, but I like seeing them. And in fact, it was funny because I had my computer out on the dining room table last night, which is unusual. I don't usually have it out there. And Pa was asking, what are you doing with squirrels? Oh, they're just pictures. And they looked again. Is still doing squirrels? Yeah, they're just pictures.
Don't get any ideas, Ma.
I know. I'm auditioning for a new pet.
Trying to get, her Siri to recognize, to send Dad squirrel pictures.
I know. Oh, yeah, Siri. She love-hate relationship there.
Right.
All right, let's see. Okay, so let's tell them about the quilt behind us.
The quilt behind us is similar to a maze quilt, which is the log cabin. And then however you decide to orient it will create the pattern. And this one's all scrappy. Even the whites have some cream and pink, a sparkly fairy frost, some solids, some prints, and then it's all scrappy.
Log cabins are making a humongous...
Even scraps on this teeny tiny one.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't enough pink in it.
No, it's never enough pink.
And this one did freshly get bound, so, it was sitting unbound quite some time.
Well, why? Was it because Rosalie came and took it down and bound it for you?
It's possible, probably. It's possible.
We love when she comes to town to visit and looks for something to do.
It's finding. She enjoys it.
I think last time she came, I think she found like a dozen quilts.
I know. I don't know.
And then I think she even found some others. Really, really good. Log cabins are really making a comeback. Miniature log cabins, curvy log cabins, cut log cabins, scrappy log cabins. So, which is always kind of fun because another little trivia question. Before we opened the shop, that's what we used to do, is about once a month, we would boot the boys out. Brianna would get to stay at home. She was 4. Mm-hmm. And my nurse friends, would come over, I think, anywhere from 6 to 8 would come over. We would all set up in the family room and we would have one day, about 8 hours to have lunch and sew, and everybody left with a finished log cabin quilt top. And that was what we did time and time and time and time again. Yeah. And the reason that we opened the quilt shop was because I wanted a long arm machine and I wanted access to backing fabric and batting and a long arm machine that not only I could use, but that my friends could use, because we had all of these quilt tops and we didn't want to hand quilt them. And back then, in the mid 90s, long arming was just becoming popular. There were still some quilt shows where you couldn't enter a machine quilted quilt top that was long armed. It was considered cheating. But anyway, that was what I wanted, was a long arm. So that was why we opened the shop, was so that we could have a classroom, a long arm room, and, we have maybe 40, 60 bolts of fabric when we opened. We just wanted to mostly
It was a good thing Dad decided he needed to keep the dining room table. Otherwise, who knows what our story would be.
I know. Weird the way things go. But anyway, log cabin, near and dear to my heart. Always a go-to pattern and a really good way to use up, whether it's a color story that you want to do or scrappy stuff that you want to do. And now there's so many variations.
And they'll all look different. Always. Yeah. No matter what. Yeah, they always look different.
I'm working right now on one that you guys will see in a few months. But it's a scrappy one and using a curved ruler. Not just curvy, because you can do curvy if you're doing 2.5-inch strips and 1.5-inch strips. That's been pretty popular. I think we've talked about that a couple times before. This is a whole different technique. So anyway.
We make a log cabin and you chop it up.
Chop it up. It's good. All right. Okay, all right. I feel like we're kind of caught up. So tonight is box opening, a bazillion boxes. We're not going to open all of them. We just don't have time for that. But we're going to open a bunch. So buckle up. And then Friday. I don't know. Something is probably going up tomorrow.
Yeah, we're doing Jay's Bouquet's almost done. So that one's happening. We might be winding down. I should see when the last one is, because if you guys really enjoyed Jay's Bouquet, there is a pattern for another Australian designer that I think would be really good. If you really enjoy Jay's Bouquet and you want to do some more like it, I have another pattern for you. And then we're also doing the Eau Tannenbaum series.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of repeating that. It's really good for beginners. I mean, we show you, it's 4 patches, some color, some 60-degree triangles, and a little bit applique. It's really fun, really simple. So we've been redoing that one. I think comes up on Thursdays. And so I think the only day you don't see us is Fridays, unless we have a tutorial
now, Friday, package opening.
Placemats.
Placemat Paloozas.
See what's headed
10 a.m. on Fridays. We're going to show you,
Yeah.
as of yet, the ones that have come in. I think that's good. I think it's good just to see. All of us love placemats and mug rugs anyway.
And who doesn't like a good little show and tell?
Yeah. I think that's really good. I love to see that.
So yeah, you'll see us all week. So make sure you're subscribed so you get the little notification so you don't miss anything. Because
You don't know
FOMO's
what
a thing.
you'll miss.
Yeah.
FOMO is a thing. That's right. Mom!
I'm getting hollered at.
Okay, so there's a request from the zoo.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on there. All right. And remember, this week, we have some of the...
Yep.
we got to go.
Yeah, he needs me. All right. Bye, guys. See you tonight.
Hi everyone, just going to show all the Fabric Patch ladies my new fabric line. So this is called Greenstone and it's a really small collection. There are only 16 fabrics in it, so 16 SKUs. 4 of them are full width, so you get these 4 fabrics so that you can use them for borders or backgrounds or whatever you like. And then the other 12 are a new take on my lollies. So they are 10 and sort of just a bit over 10.5 inch panels across the width of the fabric. So there are 4 panels and there are 12 SKUs like that. So all in all, you get 52 prints from 16 fabrics. So it's a really
so smart.
a really economical way. And I've made this quilt, which is called Burrows and Bows, and that's going to be a block of the month that stores can do next year in 2023 when the fabric is delivered.
Yeah.
So that's my new fabric line.
Jen, we just love your stuff. We love all of your stuff. So many of us have made a couple of the quilts hanging on the back, and we'll take a closer look at these. But I have to point out to everybody else, this is the author of this book that created so much discussion about the 4 ingredients. And so we've already had a laugh about that. And
I'm so sorry about that. When I wrote it, I just thought ingredients were something that, you could get all over the world. So I'm sorry about that.
and you'd think a dessert spoon is a universal thing, which of course it is not.
No.
What is that?
No, sorry.
That's all right.
I'll know better next time. I will improve.
For you Americans. So let's look at a couple others. So it looks like, these are some close-ups, I'm thinking, of the
Yes.
block of the month,
and
and
this
we'll
is
be
the
doing that.
glitter cushion, just made out of the new fabric line to show it.
So great. And are any of these some of the ones that maybe we haven't seen yet?
Yeah, so that one's Bowie Stars. So that's a new pattern release for this quilt market.
Oh, great.
This was a block of the month that I ran in my store like in 2020 and 2021 over that sort of 12-month period. And there's 2 settings for it, so I'll just show you.
Oh my gosh. Dang it. That is beautiful.
So, the pattern includes all these piece diamonds in it, but then you get the option of 2 different settings. So you can, once you've made your diamonds, you can choose which way you want to make the quilt.
Jen, who does your quilting? Do you have a local person or do you do it?
No, I have a local lady. Wendy is her name, and she does an amazing job.
Wow.
I like
It's
quilts.
just stunning. And of course, show your dear Jen. Many of us have enjoyed the dear Jen. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun.
I love that. I'm very partial to that quilt.
Oh, I love it.
And then quite a few of these are from the Quilt Recipes book. So this is the Diamond Exchange that's in Quilt Recipes.
And look at the big stitch in here. We've talked about the big stitch. Beautiful. Gosh, that's gorgeous.
And this is called Double Date, this quilt. We've just done foundation papers for this one. So,
yeah.
if
what a
anyone's
nice
interested
way
in that
even
one.
just to use up some leftovers.
Yes.
Or
And
really
it's-
with your fabric with the little lolly thing is fantastic.
And it's really easy for people if they're just getting started on a scrap journey, because all you have to do is choose 2 fabrics that you think look nice together. But then, you know, if you do lots and lots of different ones, it turns into a gorgeous scrappy
It
quilt.
really does.
So
You know,
that's a
and
good
what's really fun about a quilt like this is look at how none of those fabrics really have anything to do with each other and how exciting it is. I'm even going to come back a little farther and just see. It's just an exciting thing to look at. Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. It's a fun way to use up pieces that, you know, that mean something to you.
And this was the Winky Stars.
Oh, yes.
That's out of the Quilt Recipes book as
Yeah,
well.
also in Quilt Recipes. Also has some of that nice big stitch in there, which is fun. What's your thread of choice when you're doing big stitch?
Aurifil. I'm an Aurifil girl, so I
Aurifil
use Aurifil 12 weight.
12 weight.
Big stitch
All
quilting.
right, I totally agree with that.
And then this is called Caution Curves Ahead. So this is the current block of or template of the month program that
We did not
we offer.
do this one, but is it available for print now, or are you waiting
No,
until it's
only,
done?
I've only just started. So
So
this
we
will
will
be
be
out
able
for
to-
market next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
fantastic.
that will be, it's lovely. And then
Gosh.
these two are both out of Quilt Recipes. So this is
Also, the Quilt Recipes, my
Yeah.
favorite book.
Point Addis.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Again, all of the use of all of those different fabrics. That's fantastic.
And then Wensleydale, which is by far the most popular quilt in the book.
Oh, sure.
Everybody's
Of
made
course.
Wensleydale,
Oh,
so-
my gosh. Of course. Yeah. Beautiful. Jen, my goodness, thank you so much for your time and for sharing all of your work with us. We sure appreciate it. And
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.